The Grand Chamber of the Council of Galaxies was a breathtaking sight. Towering arches adorned with luminescent alien flora framed the room, while holographic displays showcased interstellar maps and trade routes. Representatives from a multitude of species, each more bizarre and magnificent than the last, gathered around a central dais. Among them stood Captain Lena Ward, a determined figure in a crisp uniform that bore the insignia of the United Earth Fleet. Lena's heart raced as she took her place before the council, feeling the weight of countless skeptical eyes upon her. Admiral Kethri, a tall, angular alien with shimmering emerald skin and sharp, expressive features, loomed in the center, radiating disdain. He cleared his throat, and the room fell silent. "Humanity," Kethri began, his voice smooth yet dripping with condescension, "has sent us its best warship, the *US Resolute*. An impressive title for a lumbering hulk of outdated technology, don't you think?" A ripple of laughter swept through the council, and Lena clenched her jaw, fighting back a surge of frustration. The *Resolute* might not be sleek like the Zixan cruisers that dominated the skies, but it was formidable in its own right. She stepped forward, a fire igniting in her chest. "Admiral Kethri, I appreciate your concerns, but the *Resolute* was designed for resilience and adaptability. It may not match your ships in speed, but its firepower and defensive capabilities are unparalleled." Kethri raised an eyebrow, a smirk dancing across his lips. "And yet, it takes a small army of humans to operate such a formidable vessel. Tell me, what good is a warship that needs so many hands to guide it?" Lena took a breath, choosing her words carefully. "The strength of humanity lies not just in technology, but in our ability to think creatively in the face of adversity. The *Resolute* is a testament to our teamwork and ingenuity." A gruff voice interrupted from the back, a bulky blue-skinned creature with a multitude of eyes. "Can this so-called ship even withstand a barrage from our best weaponry?" "I doubt it." Lena's pulse quickened. She had anticipated skepticism, but hadn't expected outright hostility. She remembered the countless hours of training and preparation her crew had put in. They were ready to prove themselves. "I propose a demonstration," she declared, her voice ringing clear. "A simulated engagement where the *Resolute* can showcase its tactical capabilities. If we are to build alliances, we must be willing to demonstrate our worth." Kethri's expression shifted from amusement to interest. The murmurs of the council grew louder, curiosity igniting amidst the skepticism. Finally, the Zixan leader nodded, albeit with a hint of mockery. "Very well, Captain. But know this, failure will only solidify our beliefs in your inferiority." Lena stood tall, a mix of determination and anxiety coursing through her veins. "I accept your challenge, Admiral. The *Resolute* will show you what humanity is capable of." As she stepped back, the council buzzed with excitement, the atmosphere electric with anticipation. Lena's mind raced, envisioning the upcoming demonstration. She needed to inspire confidence in her crew, who would be standing at the helm of humanity's reputation in the galaxy. Back on the *Resolute*, she gathered her crew, a blend of veterans and eager young officers. They looked to her for guidance, and she felt a wave of responsibility wash over her. This was not just a demonstration. It was a chance to redefine how the galaxy viewed humanity. "Listen up, everyone," Lena called, her voice strong. "We've been underestimated, but we'll turn that to our advantage. Trust in each other and trust in our ship. We'll show them what it means to be human." As they cheered, Lena felt a surge of hope. Together, they would rise to the challenge. Back aboard the U.S. Resolute, the atmosphere buzzed with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The crew, a diverse group of Earth's finest, gathered on the bridge, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of console displays. Captain Lena Ward stood at the helm, her heart racing, as she prepared for the most critical demonstration of their careers. "All right, team," she began, her voice steady and commanding. Today, we have a chance to change perceptions and prove that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. Let's make this count. Lieutenant Jackson, the ship's tactical officer, nodded enthusiastically. We've run the simulations, Captain. We can demonstrate both the ship's firepower and its defensive capabilities. Lina paced the bridge, her mind racing through the strategic possibilities. The Resolute was a massive warship designed to withstand heavy fire while delivering devastating strikes. It wasn't the fastest ship in the galaxy, but its strengths lay in its resilience and firepower. Let's start with our primary weapon systems, she instructed. We need to show them that brute strength isn't everything. Precision and tactical execution are key. As the crew moved through their preparations, Lina felt a mix of pride and nerves. She had assembled a team that embodied the spirit of humanity, brave, resourceful, and ready to fight against all odds. She glanced at Ensign Mira Chen, the ship's navigator, who was double-checking the coordinates for the demonstration area. Are we set for the simulated engagement? Lina asked. Coordinates locked, Captain. Mira replied, her eyes sparkling with determination. We're ready to move on your command. Let's show them what we can do, Lina said, feeling a surge of adrenaline. She activated the ship's comms. All hands, prepare for demonstration maneuvers. I want everyone on alert. As the Resolute surged forward into the vastness of space, the holographic interface displayed a grid marking the designated combat zone. Lina could feel the weight of the moment, knowing that the eyes of the galaxy were upon them. Engaging weapons systems, Lieutenant Jackson announced. We'll initiate with the missile barrage first. Lina nodded. Fire at will. The ship trembled as its missile launchers fired in perfect synchronization, sending a volley of precision-guided missiles toward the target drones that floated in the distance. The missiles arced gracefully through the vacuum of space before striking their targets with explosive precision, scattering fragments like stardust. Cheers erupted from the bridge crew, but Lina maintained her focus. Let's not get complacent. Now, switch to our energy beam systems and demonstrate our defensive protocols. As the crew executed the next phase, Lina felt a flicker of excitement. The Resolute was built for this. With a flick of her wrist, she brought up the tactical display, which showcased incoming simulated attacks from the alien ships that had been programmed to respond. Here comes the next wave, Jackson called out, his voice tense but controlled. Deploying defensive shields. Lina watched as the ship's shields shimmered to life, enveloping the Resolute in a protective aura. The simulated enemy ships unleashed a barrage of fire, but the Resolute weathered the onslaught, its shields absorbing the impact with a low hum. Return fire. Lina commanded, her heart pounding as she steered the ship into a tactical maneuver, angling it to maximize their firepower while minimizing exposure. The crew moved like a well-oiled machine, coordinating strikes and shifting positions. With each successful maneuver, Lina felt the tide of the demonstration turning. They were proving themselves, showcasing humanity's ingenuity and strategic brilliance. Suddenly, a message came through from Admiral Kethrie's ship. Impressive, Captain Ward. But let's see if your lumbering warship can withstand a true test. Lina's heart sank as she recognized the challenge in his tone. What does he mean? She wondered, glancing at her crew, who mirrored her concern. Captain, I think he's about to unleash something serious, Jackson warned, his eyes scanning the tactical readouts. Lina took a deep breath, steeling herself. Then we'll show him just how resilient we can be. Prepare for anything, team, she called, rallying her crew as the council members watched with eager anticipation. They were ready to rise to the challenge, no matter the cost. The tension on the U.S. Resolute reached a boiling point as Lina Ward tightened her grip on the command console. The holographic displays flickered with activity, showcasing the incoming data from Admiral Kethrie's ship. She could feel the scrutiny of the council members through the viewscreen, their expressions a mix of disbelief and skepticism. The stakes were high, and failure was not an option. Captain, Kethrie's ship is powering up its weapons systems, Lieutenant Jackson mourned, his eyes wide with concern. They're preparing to engage. Lena's instincts kicked in. All hands, brace for impact. Activate emergency shields. The crew snapped into action, a whirlwind of movement as they followed her orders. The Resolute hummed with energy as its shields flared to life, encasing the vessel in a protective cocoon. Lena felt the weight of her crew's trust behind her. They had come together as a unit, and they would not falter now. Just as the shields glimmered into full strength, the screen lit up with an incoming barrage from the alien ship. A volley of plasma torpedoes surged through the void, streaking toward them like comets. Lena's heart raced as she saw the countdown ticking down, each second echoing in the silence of the bridge. "Jackson, target those torpedoes," she commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. "We need to neutralize them before they reach us." "On it," he replied, his fingers flying over the controls. The Resolute's weapon systems locked onto the incoming threats, and a volley of energy beams shot out, striking the torpedoes mid-flight. Explosions illuminated the darkness as they detonated harmlessly in space. "Good work," Lena shouted, but she knew this was just the beginning. "Prepare to counterattack. We need to show them what we can do." With the alien ship's barrage neutralized, Lena focused on the tactical display, analyzing their options. Kethry's ship was maneuvering to flank them, showcasing speed and agility that the Resolute simply didn't possess. But Lena had a plan. "Reinforce the rear shields and prepare for evasive maneuvers," she ordered. "We'll use the asteroid field as cover." "Captain, that could be risky," Ensign Chen cautioned, glancing at the swirling mass of asteroids displayed on the screen. "We could end up colliding. Or we could outmaneuver them," Lena interrupted, determination blazing in her eyes. "Trust in the ship and trust in each other." The crew exchanged glances, and one by one, they nodded, rallying behind her conviction. As the Resolute surged toward the asteroid field, Lena felt a surge of adrenaline. They had the element of surprise on their side. The alien ship followed closely, its weapons firing again, but this time Lena was ready. "Now," she shouted, guiding the Resolute into a sharp turn as they plunged into the field. The ship rattled as they narrowly avoided a collision with a massive asteroid, the crew holding their breath. "Tracking the enemy," Jackson called out, his voice steady despite the chaos. "They're following us in." "Good," Lena replied, her eyes focused on the narrow passageways between the asteroids. "Let's use this to our advantage." As they weaved through the debris, Lena felt the thrill of the chase. The Resolute may have been slower, but its bulk allowed it to absorb hits that smaller ships would evade. With each close call, her crew's confidence grew. "Deploy the drone fighters," Lena commanded. "Let's flank them while we have the upper hand." The Resolute released a swarm of agile drone fighters, their sleek designs darting out into the asteroid field. They engaged the Zixan ship, providing crucial support, while Lena piloted the Resolute into a strategic position. "Captain, we're in range," Jackson shouted, excitement bubbling in his voice. "Ready to fire." "Fire at will," Lena commanded, her heart pounding. The ship's cannons roared to life, unleashing a barrage of energy bolts that struck the Zixan ship with pinpoint accuracy. The alien vessel rocked under the assault, shields flickering as they struggled to regain their composure. Through the chaos, Lena could see the council members watching in rapt attention, their expressions shifting from skepticism to intrigue. She felt a surge of pride. This was humanity's moment. "Keep the pressure on," Lena urged. "We can turn the tide." But just as victory seemed within reach, Kethry's ship retaliated with a powerful blast, striking the Resolute directly. The ship shuddered violently, alarms blaring as the crew braced themselves for the impact. Lena gritted her teeth, her resolve unbroken. They would not be defeated. Not today. The U.S. Resolute shook violently as the alien ship's blast impacted its hull, sending alarms blaring throughout the bridge. Lena Ward gripped the command console, her heart racing as she assessed the damage. "Report," she barked, her voice steady despite the chaos. "Shields at 70% and falling," Jackson shouted, his fingers flying over the tactical display. "We've sustained structural damage on Deck 7, but it's not critical. We can still fight." "Good," Lena replied, her mind racing. "Reinforce the aft shields and divert power from non-essential systems. We need to maintain combat readiness." The crew moved quickly, responding to her commands with the precision that came from countless drills. Lena felt a rush of pride as she observed them, a well-trained unit ready to defend their ship and their home. They were proving that humanity could hold its own against the galaxy's most advanced forces. "Captain, Kethry's ship is repositioning," Ensign Chen warned, her eyes wide with urgency. "They're trying to flank us again." "Not on my watch," Lena replied, determination hardening her resolve. "We'll use their momentum against them. Prepare to execute a counter-maneuver." As Kethry's ship drew closer, Lena seized the opportunity. "All crew, brace for evasive maneuvers. On my mark, execute a hard starboard turn." The crew's movements were fluid and synchronized as they anticipated her commands. Lena's pulse quickened as she watched the alien ship close in, unaware of her plan. Just as Kethry's vessel entered their range, she shouted, "Now!" The Resolute spun sharply to the right, evading the incoming fire while simultaneously bringing its broadside cannons to bear on the Zixan ship. The alien vessel, caught off guard by the sudden turn, found itself in the crosshairs of humanity's might. "Fire!" Lena commanded. Energy beams erupted from the Resolute, striking the Zixan ship with incredible precision. The impact sent shockwaves through the alien craft, and Lena could see the shields flicker as they struggled to absorb the force of the attack. "Direct hit. Their shields are down to 30%, Jackson exclaimed, excitement palpable in his voice. "Good. Keep the pressure on," Lena urged, her eyes locked on the tactical readout. "Target their weapon systems next. We need to neutralize their firepower." The crew complied, adjusting the ship's aim as Lena focused on her target. With each calculated shot, the Resolute displayed its prowess, delivering precise strikes that rattled the Zixan ship. The council members watching from their vessels couldn't hide their surprise as humanity's tactics unfolded before them. "Captain, we've got a lock on their weapons," Jackson said, exhilaration creeping into his voice. "Then let's finish this," Lena declared, her heart pounding with adrenaline. "Fire at will." Another volley erupted from the Resolute, and this time, the energy beams found their mark. Explosions rocked Kethry's ship as its weapon systems were decimated, rendering it nearly defenseless. The once haughty alien leader was now left scrambling to recover. "Now's our chance," Lena urged, her voice commanding. "Let's force their surrender." But before she could issue the order, the unthinkable happened. Kethry's ship initiated a self-destruct sequence, its engines flaring dangerously as it prepared to take the Resolute down with it. "Captain, they're about to detonate," Chen shouted, panic flooding her voice. "Divert all power to the engines. We need to get out of here now," Lena ordered, her heart racing. As the crew scrambled to comply, Lena felt the ship lurch forward. They were racing against time, the countdown echoing in her ears. She gripped the controls, willing the ship to move faster. Come on," she urged, watching the countdown tick closer to zero. With a final burst of speed, the Resolute soared out of range, just as the alien ship erupted in a brilliant explosion, sending shockwaves rippling through the void. The crew stumbled as the ship shook from the force of the blast, but they held firm. "Status report," Lena barked as the chaos settled. "Minimal damage, Captain. We're still operational," Jackson replied, breathless. Lena exhaled, a mix of relief and exhilaration flooding her. They had not only survived, but they had demonstrated humanity's resolve and ingenuity. The council chamber was silent, the alien representatives wide-eyed and awestruck as they processed what had just transpired. Lena turned to her crew, pride swelling in her chest. You all did incredibly well. We've shown them that we won't back down." But as she looked out into the vastness of space, she knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy would never see humanity the same way again. The U.S. Resolute hung in the silence of space, the aftermath of the explosive confrontation, with Kethry's ship still resonating in the air. Lena Ward stood on the bridge, the tension from the recent battle lingering like static electricity. The crew exchanged glances, each member still processing the gravity of what had just unfolded. "Status report," Lena demanded, her voice cutting through the haze of excitement and disbelief. "Shields are recharging, Captain," Jackson said, his fingers moving deftly across his console. "Structural integrity is holding at 80%, and all systems are operational. We're ready for further orders." "Good. We need to assess the Council's reaction to our demonstration," Lena replied, her thoughts racing. "Prepare a communication channel to the Council chamber. Let's see how they respond." As Jackson initiated the communication link, Ensign Chen leaned forward, her brow furrowed in concern. "Captain, do you think they'll see us differently now? After everything that just happened?" Lena turned to her, meeting her gaze. "They have to. We've shown them that we're not just a collection of primitive species. We can fight and adapt, just like they do." The view screen flickered to life, revealing the Council chamber. The alien representatives, once filled with skepticism, now looked at Lena with a mix of astonishment and admiration. Admiral Kethry, his expression a blend of rage and respect, stood at the forefront. "You've proven your worth, Captain Ward," he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil of emotions evident in his eyes. "But this was only a skirmish. The true test of strength lies in your ability to work with others, not just against them." Lena felt a sense of purpose ignite within her. "I agree, Admiral. But today, we've shown that humanity can stand shoulder to shoulder with the galaxy's mightiest. We can contribute more than just numbers. We bring strategy, adaptability, and resilience." Kethry's eyes narrowed, the corners of his mouth twitching into what might have been the faintest hint of a smile. "Then perhaps we can find common ground. Humanity may not be so lumbering after all." The murmurs in the chamber intensified, and Lena seized the moment. "I propose we engage in collaborative exercises, joint training missions where we can learn from each other's strengths. We can build alliances based on mutual respect, not just shared threats." The Council members exchanged thoughtful looks, and Lena could see that the seeds of change were taking root. Kethry nodded slowly, his posture relaxing. "A bold proposition. We shall discuss it further. However, know this, the Zixan Empire does not easily forget. We will be watching." "Let them watch," Lena replied, her voice firm. "We have nothing to hide." As the communication link closed, Lena turned to her crew, who were buzzing with energy and excitement. "You all did an incredible job today. We didn't just survive. We thrived. This is just the beginning of our journey." Jackson grinned, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "If we can impress them after that display, imagine what else we can do." Mira chimed in, her voice full of optimism. "We'll have the chance to learn from their technology too. Think of the advancements we could make." Lena felt a swell of hope. They were standing on the precipice of something monumental. They weren't just fighting for survival. They were forging a place for humanity among the stars. As the Resolute resumed its course, Lena gazed out at the star-studded expanse. "Prepare to plot a course for the nearest Zixan outpost," she ordered. "We have much to learn, and I want our ship to be the first to extend the hand of friendship." The crew's energy surged at the prospect of a new mission. They were no longer the underdogs. They were pioneers, shaping their destiny in the cosmos. "Let's show them what humanity is truly capable of," Lena said, her heart racing with excitement and determination. Together, they would create a legacy of unity, strength, and a future where they could truly belong among the stars. The U.S. Resolute glided smoothly through the vastness of space, its crew buzzing with newfound purpose. As they approached the nearest Zixon outpost, anticipation crackled in the air. Captain Lena Ward stood on the bridge, her eyes focused on the swirling colors of distant stars. ETA to the outpost, 10 minutes, Ensign Mira Chen reported, her fingers dancing over her console. All systems are functioning optimally, Captain. Excellent. Prepare for initial contact protocols, Lena replied, her heart racing. Let's ensure our approach is diplomatic but ready for any surprises. As the Resolute drew closer, the outpost materialized before them, a sprawling structure of interconnected modules, glowing with energy. Alien ships flitted about, performing their routines as Lena's crew meticulously followed their protocols. Captain, we're being hailed, Jackson announced, his voice steady. It's Commander Vrix of the Zixon outpost. On screen, Lena commanded, her heart pounding with excitement and a hint of nervousness. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a lithe, silver-skinned Zixon with luminous eyes. Vrix regarded Lena with a curious yet cautious expression. U.S. Resolute, this is Commander Vrix. Welcome to Outpost Z-37. State your intentions. Lena straightened her posture, projecting confidence. Commander Vrix, we come in peace, and with a proposal for collaboration between our species. We believe that by working together, we can enhance our mutual defenses and share knowledge. Vrix's eyes narrowed slightly, contemplating her words. We are aware of your recent engagement with Admiral Kethry. Your performance was unexpected. However, cooperation requires trust. What do you offer in return? Lena felt a surge of determination. We can share our advancements in artificial intelligence and tactical strategies. Our military practices have evolved, and I believe we can bring fresh perspectives to your training programs. Interesting, Vrix replied, a flicker of intrigue crossing his face. But knowledge is not enough. You must demonstrate your capabilities further. The joint training exercise is in order. Lena nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. We're ready for that challenge. Just tell us when and where. Meet us in the training quadrant, Vrix instructed, gesturing to a holographic display that materialized beside him. We will simulate a coordinated defense against an external threat. Prepare your crew accordingly. As the communication ended, Lena turned to her crew, who were still buzzing with excitement. All right, team. This is our chance to prove ourselves further and build a foundation for this alliance. Gather your gear and prepare for training exercises. The crew sprang into action, enthusiasm radiating from every member. Lena felt a rush of pride as she watched them work, each person committed to the mission ahead. They were no longer just defending their ship. They were representing humanity on a galactic stage. The Resolute docked with the outpost, and Lena led her crew through the airlock, stepping onto the metallic surface of Z-37. The air hummed with activity as Zixon soldiers moved with purpose, their multi-limbed forms showcasing their agility and strength. Follow my lead, Lena instructed, leading her team through the maze of the outpost until they reached the training quadrant. The space was vast, filled with holographic projectors and simulation equipment. Vrix awaited them, flanked by several Zixon officers. We will begin with a scenario involving a multi-directional attack. Your ship will need to coordinate with our forces seamlessly. Show us what humanity can do. Lena nodded, her heart racing with excitement and nerves. We're ready. As the simulation began, Lena took her place at the command console, her crew arrayed around her. The holographic display showed an enemy fleet approaching from multiple angles, and Lena's instincts kicked in. Jackson, prioritize the threat on our starboard side, she commanded, her voice steady. Mira, prepare to engage defensive maneuvers. We need to keep our flanks secure. The crew executed their tasks with precision, working as a cohesive unit. Lena felt the tension in the air as they reacted to the simulation's challenges, each maneuver tested under pressure. Now, deploy our drone fighters, she shouted, watching as the small craft burst forth to engage the enemy. They fought valiantly, reflecting the spirit of humanity's indomitable will. Lena's heart raced as they navigated through the chaos, determined to prove that humanity was not only capable of survival, but could thrive in collaboration. She saw Vrix watching closely, his expression shifting from skepticism to respect. As the simulation continued, Lena couldn't help but feel a flicker of hope. They were building something remarkable. An alliance forged in the heat of battle, ready to face whatever challenges the galaxy would throw their way. Together, they would shape the future. The simulation in the training quadrant progressed, tension mounting as Lena Ward and her crew executed their strategies with growing confidence. The holographic battlefield simulated enemy attacks from multiple angles, but with each assault, the crew of the US Resolute responded with precision and teamwork. "Jackson, we need to shift fire to the left flank," Lena commanded, her eyes darting across the display as simulated enemy vessels surged forward. "Mira, keep us moving. Don't let them pin us down." "Yes, Captain," Jackson replied, his focus unwavering as he adjusted the targeting systems, unleashing a volley of energy beams that lit up the simulation. The crew's synergy was palpable. They had become a living testament to humanity's adaptability. Lena felt a rush of pride as she glanced at her officers, their expressions filled with determination. As the simulation reached its climax, Vrix's voice cut through the din. "Your response time is commendable, but you lack the intuitive communication that our forces possess. Adapt your tactics to incorporate real-time adjustments." "Understood," Lena called back, feeling the weight of Vrix's critique. "We'll refine our coordination." With renewed vigor, the crew adjusted their approach, and Lena leaned into the feedback, calling out new commands based on Vrix's insights. They began to anticipate one another's moves, weaving a tapestry of strategy that began to bridge their different styles of combat. "Deploy the drone fighters again. We'll create a distraction while we flank the right side," Lena shouted, her voice firm and confident. As the drones zipped into action, drawing enemy fire away from the Resolute *, Lena watched her crew come alive. Each officer was in tune with the others, firing at will, repositioning, and communicating fluidly. They executed a flawless pincer movement, outmaneuvering the simulated threats with elegance. "Now," Lena called, seizing the moment. "Let's finish this." With a decisive strike, they disabled the final wave of enemy vessels, and the simulation flickered to a halt. A wave of cheers erupted from the Resolute *''s crew, their spirits soaring. "Well done." Lena beamed, her heart swelling with pride. "You all performed brilliantly." Vrix stepped forward, his expression a mix of astonishment and respect. "You have exceeded my expectations, Captain Ward. Your crew demonstrates a level of tactical adaptability that is rare among other species." Lena felt a rush of exhilaration at his praise. "Thank you, Commander. But this was only possible through collaboration. Together, we can enhance our capabilities further." The Zixan officers exchanged glances, a murmur of agreement rippling through them. Vrix nodded slowly. "Perhaps we should consider establishing a formal alliance, one that encompasses joint training, knowledge sharing, and technological exchange." "Absolutely," Lena replied, her voice steady with conviction. "An alliance would allow us to defend against common threats while promoting understanding between our peoples." With a shared sense of purpose, they began discussing the logistics of their collaboration, outlining training schedules and knowledge-sharing initiatives. As plans solidified, Lena felt the weight of history hanging in the air. This was more than just a partnership. It was the beginning of a united front. Days passed, and the training sessions continued, strengthening the bond between the Zixan and human crews. Lena found herself immersed in the intricacies of Zixan tactics, and in return, her officers shared the human approach to strategy and warfare. There were challenges, of course, cultural differences and communication barriers, but they faced these with openness and mutual respect. One evening after a particularly intense training session, Lena gathered her crew in the Resolute mess hall. The atmosphere buzzed with energy and excitement, a stark contrast to the skepticism that had once surrounded their mission. "I just wanted to take a moment to recognize how far we've come," Lena began, her voice warm and inviting. "We've not only demonstrated our strength, but forged an alliance that could change the course of our future." Cheers erupted, and Lena smiled at her crew, their faces reflecting pride and determination. "But remember," she continued, her tone turning serious, "this alliance will also bring challenges. There will be obstacles to overcome, and we must remain united and adaptable. Together, we can face anything," Jackson called out, raising his glass in a toast. The crew echoed his sentiment, their voices melding into a chorus of agreement. As laughter and camaraderie filled the room, Lena felt a deep sense of belonging. They were not just fighting for survival anymore. They were building a legacy of unity that could resonate across the galaxy. As they celebrated, Lena glanced out the viewport, her heart filled with hope. The stars twinkled in the darkness, and she knew that together, they would navigate whatever came next. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable, but humanity had found its place within it, side by side with their new allies, ready to face the future together. The days of training and collaboration between the US Resolute and the Zixan forces culminated in an event that Lena Ward had been anticipating with a mix of excitement and trepidation. A joint exercise was scheduled to take place, intended to test their combined tactics against a simulated but formidable enemy fleet, a crucial step in solidifying their alliance. Lena stood on the bridge, her heart racing with anticipation. "All systems green, Captain," Jackson reported, his gaze fixed on the tactical display. "We're ready for the exercise." "Good," Lena replied, glancing at the view screen, where the Zixan fleet was forming up alongside them. Commander Frix's ship shimmered in the foreground, its sleek design a stark contrast to the Resolute*'s bulkier frame. "Let's make this count. We need to show everyone what we can achieve together." As they entered the simulation zone, the atmosphere on the bridge shifted. The air was thick with tension, anticipation crackling among the crew. Lena could feel her team's energy, a mixture of excitement and nervousness. They were about to demonstrate their newfound partnership on a grand scale. "Engaging the simulated enemy fleet in 3, 2, 1. Vrix's voice echoed in her mind as the holographic display lit up, revealing a fleet of hostile ships approaching from multiple angles. "Deploy drone fighters," Lena ordered. "We'll need to draw their attention while we establish a defensive formation." The crew moved with precision, their training evident in every action. As the drone fighters soared into the fray, Lena monitored the display, watching as the enemy vessels began to scatter, drawn into the chaos created by the drones. "Commander Frix, let's initiate a flanking maneuver," Lena suggested, her mind racing with tactical possibilities. "If we can distract them on their right, we can catch them off guard." "Agreed," Vrix responded, a glimmer of respect in his luminous eyes. "Let's execute your plan." As the Resolute and the Zixan ships split into two forces, Lena felt the adrenaline coursing through her veins. The exercise was not just a test. It was a statement. They were proving that their alliance could stand against any threat, even in a simulated environment. "Focus fire on the lead enemy ship," Lena shouted, her voice resonating with authority. "Mira, enhance our targeting systems." "On it," Mira replied, her fingers flying over her console as she fine-tuned the ship's systems. Energy beams erupted from the Resolute, striking the lead vessel with accuracy. "Now, switch to evasive maneuvers," Vrix commanded, his own ship weaving through enemy fire with fluidity. The Zixan vessels moved in perfect harmony, their strategies melding with those of the Resolute. Lena's heart raced as she watched the battlefield unfold. The enemy ships fell one by one, their formations collapsing under the combined assault. The crew's excitement was palpable, their confidence soaring with every success. But then, just as victory seemed assured, the simulation shifted dramatically. An unexpected twist. Reinforcements had arrived for the enemy fleet, overwhelming them with sheer numbers. "Captain, we're outnumbered," Jackson warned, panic creeping into his voice. "We need to regroup." "No," Lena shouted, her mind racing. "We can't retreat now. We have to adapt. Commander Vrix, can your ships assist with a coordinated defensive line?" "Affirmative," Vrix replied. "We will hold our positions and focus on the rear. Then let's create a diversion," Lena continued, her voice steady. "We'll use our drones as bait again. This time, we need to lure them into a trap." As they executed the plan, Lena felt the crew rallying behind her, their determination palpable. The drone fighters darted through the fray, drawing fire and providing cover for the Resolute and Sixon ships to regroup and launch a counteroffensive. "Now, unleash everything we have," Lena commanded, her heart racing as the ships unleashed a synchronized barrage against the incoming enemy forces. The combined might of their vessels erupted in a dazzling display of light and energy. Lena watched as enemy ships were caught in the onslaught, one by one falling to their coordinated strikes. As the simulation drew to a close, the final enemy ship was destroyed, and the battlefield fell silent. Cheers erupted in the bridge, the crew's elation infectious. They had triumphed together. "Excellent work," Lena beamed, turning to her crew. "This was a testament to our hard work and dedication." Vrix stepped forward, a proud gleam in his eyes. "You have proven that your species possesses remarkable strength and adaptability. This alliance has the potential to change the fate of our people." Lena felt a warmth bloom in her chest. "Together, we can forge a new path, one of cooperation, strength, and unity." As they celebrated, Lena glanced out into the cosmos, a tapestry of stars before her. She knew that their journey was just beginning, but they had forged a bond that would stand the test of time. Humanity had not only survived, it had found its place among the stars, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. In that moment, Lena realized they were no longer just a single ship. They were part of a greater legacy, an alliance that would echo through the annals of history, lighting the way for future generations.